It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got some new Central C and JRK 19, who I am not familiar with, but I'm going to find out today. I have no idea how to say the song name. BOLIDE Noir. That's what I'm thinking. You guys can correct me down below in the comments. Before we dive in, again, if you watch my videos, I got to say this a few times because I want people to think I'm out here being crazy. I have a mohawk. It's not by choice. If you want to know why, you got to stop in the live streams where all the crazy shit like this happens. It's also why I have one shaved leg and one not shaved leg, and I look like a weirdo in public. But this is just a part of my life that I've learned to accept. So twitch.tv/DuaneTV, link is down below. Stop in sometime. We do a lot of gaming. We do music reactions. We do cooking streams. We're going to do a Tinder stream. We did a 24-hour stream just about a week ago. A lot of madness happens. Anyways, let's dive into this. There's also some drama with Central. Well, I take it back. It's not drama. It's one weird person on Twitter, and it's probably not even reached the majority of you. But there is somebody on Twitter that posted a picture of him with like these certain hairdo with knots, or I don't know. I guess it's a I don't know if it's a black culture thing, an African culture thing, but they were saying like, oh my God, y'all let this white man wear this hairstyle. And I hate when people utilize YT to describe a white person. If you do that, there's still time to save yourself. Stop, because it's the corniest thing that I've ever seen in my life. It's stupid. And I look at you like you're goofy because you are. So first of all, stop doing that. Second of all, I don't know why people are so focused on like, oh my God, I can't believe he does this with his hair. Bitch, pay attention to your own goofy ass life. Like, why are you focused on what other people are doing? I've never understood that. If people are out here and they're not harming anybody, they're not being disrespectful to anybody, and they're just utilizing certain hairstyle, why do we care? Why do we care? Now, if you see him in a video kicking a little kid, let's talk about it. But that's not what this is. And I also don't even think that he's white. I'm pretty sure he's mixed. I don't know what he's mixed with, but this man, it's just stupid. A lot of goofy stuff going on the internet. But that's why we should all probably just not open Twitter anymore. Anyways, let's dive into this. Let's see what they was doing with it. That's the hairstyle. Yes, this dumb lady said something about it.
Je brille comme une étoile, avant de le dégainer, moi je le nettoie. J'ai pris du cash, donc JRK a pris du poids. Sur ta trop mon nom, on est trois. Il faut l'argent du beurre, il faut le bonheur, il faut la gloire. Le beurrage, je le prends pas à cœur. Je me dis, imagine si ça fort, imagine si ça fort, imagine si ça le fait, on a ouvert.
Okay, so I assume that JRK19 is somebody from, I'm guessing from Africa, because I know that I saw pictures of Central C going there at some point recently, and I know some parts of Africa speak French, if I'm not mistaken. So that would make sense, unless he's traveled more places and that this isn't where that was. But that would be my guess. I don't pay attention to everything that he does, but I do know I saw some pictures surface from there.
Sur ta trop mon nom, on est trois. Il faut l'argent du beurre, il faut le bonheur, il faut la gloire. Le beurrage, je le prends pas à cœur. Je me dis, imagine si ça fort, imagine si ça fort, imagine si ça le fait. On a ouvert des fois, on a laissé des plaies. Je peux pas être homophobe. Ma bitch, elle kiffe les deux. On a cassé la porte, on n'a pas fait la queue. On a vesqué les bleus, on a coffré des bleus. Tu connais l'enjeu. Gamin, la prison, c'est pas un jeu. On fait pas la fiesta. Relexo au poignet, y a pas de festina. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Y a un problème, dis-moi. Y a un problème, dis-moi.
SVR, not a regular car. London to Paris, a 6-hour drive, but I do it in 4.5.
Okay, so they are in Paris. I was gonna say that there's a chance that he went to Paris because the Olympics were there. Maybe he went and watched it himself, or just decided to take a trip there because shit was popping off there recently. That's most likely where they are then.
SVR,
Unless that's just a bar. I don't know. Listen, let's let him cook.
a regular car. London to Paris, a 6-hour drive, but I do it in 4.5. Whip the lamb like it's Formula 1. When you've been through all the things that I have, everything else is a walk in the park. I told them I'll rap and before they would laugh. Now we walk in the club and they know who we are. I'm not shaking my leg, but my jewelry dance. In America, sat by the pool with a John. Lucky I've never been jail. Immigration asking if there's cases I've caught in the past.
Parle mal, je suis impoli. Moi, je suis tout seul dans le bolide noir. S'en sortir, c'est la seule histoire. Aux arrivants, j'ai plus d'espoir. Liberté, premier rêve, j'espère. Sur la route du succès, faut pas que je me perde. Combien de temps que j'ai pas vu mon père? Je rêvais de finir à Manchester.
Ça va? Everything good, I made it out of the hood of my bro, so we stick with each other. If I'm fucking a bitch, I don't trust her enough. Gotta cover my dick with a rubber.
Facts. I mean, for multiple reasons, right? Because it's like, I've had this conversation on some of my live streams, which is why you should stop in. We have some wild conversations. But aside from not trusting someone to tell you the truth if they have an STI, because you got to be careful. But then there's also a lot of people that just don't get tested. And so they don't even know. So they ain't even lying to you from a place of wanting to deceive you. They're just too ignorant in what's going on with their own body to even know that they could be passing some shit on to you, which is why you should always get tested regular basis. If you're having sex without even with condoms, you should go and get tested on a regular basis. If you're active, it does not take long. It's free in most places. I know I could just go to a walk-in clinic. I don't pay a damn thing. They test me, make sure everything is good. Everybody should do that every so often, every 3 months, 6 months, depending on how active you are. But then also, you don't know about the birth control thing, right? Like some girls will be like, oh, I'm on birth control, or oh, I got the thing inside me, or, you know, whatever it is. And you trust that. And then next thing you know, they're pregnant. And it's like, okay. And they're, oh, I forgot to take it, or oh, it just didn't work. And chances are they just trapped you, is what just happened right there. You know what I'm saying? And so that is it's a tricky life, especially when you're in a situation like him. You've got to be very careful, because if they will trap broke men, which plenty of women do and have, they will definitely trap a rich man. You got to be very careful.
So we stick with each other. If I'm fucking a bitch, I don't trust her enough. Gotta cover my dick with a rubber. Buy a whip for my pops and my grandma, my brother, my cousin, my chick and my mother. Remember back then I was suffering, now I got cribs in 4 different boroughs. I'm in Paris trying to drop riz, but they don't understand cause they speak in French. Why she keep on saying wesh? I'm just trying to be direct. Rappers see me as a threat, so they're leaving me on red. When they put me on their song, they gotta write their verse again. They gotta go pick up their pen.
I like that. I like that. When they put me on their verse, they got to write that. There are artists that do that, and not just with him, but with anybody. Like some artists will they'll either put a verse on a song, send it to somebody to get their verse, and then next thing you know, when it comes out, you'll find out that that verse is a little bit different from the original one, because they feel like, oh shit, I got cooked on my own song. I can't let that happen. I got to come with something a little bit better. And I feel like there's probably also artists who will send a song to somebody with the concept, but maybe not have their verse on it. And that way it doesn't look like they changed their verse, although they might, because once they get it back, if they feel like, oh shit, this shit fire, they go change it, but nobody's ever heard it yet. Not even that artist that they sent it to. And so now they can get away with doing a little bit of a change. And, you know, so yeah, I mean, like, to an extent, I get it, because people are like, yo, especially if you feel like you got like cooked on your own song, you got to be careful. But I don't think that it's the end of the world. You know, at the end of the day, like, it's just step your shit up.
Pas né, y a pas de festina. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Y a un problème, dis-moi. Y a un problème, dis-moi.
SVR not a regular car. London to Paris, a 6-hour drive, but I do it in 4.5. Whip the lamb like it's Formula 1. When you've been through all the things that I have, everything else is a walk in the park. I told them I'll rap and before they would laugh. Now we walk in the club and they know who we are. I'm not shaking my leg, but my jewelry dance. In America, sat by the pool with a John. Lucky I've never been jail immigration, asking if there's cases I've caught in the past.
You know what's interesting is that bar that he said about, I actually feel like this is something that everybody can kind of relate to.
It's a 6-hour drive, but I do it in 4.5. Whip the lamb like it's Formula 1.
Right here.
When you've been through all the things that I have, everything else is a walk in the park.
When you've been through all the things that I have, everything else is a walk in the park, right? And a lot of times people look at it like you have to have come from somewhere rough for that to make sense. And that is a good point for a lot of people, right? Like if you've lived where you don't know when the next meal's coming, your mom's is trying to figure this shit. Like when you go through stuff like that, things are definitely a walk in the park. But at some level, it's something that all of us can actually relate to, because as long as you have some people around you, now there's different ways of looking at it. If you don't have anybody, right? Like you grew up in foster care, that's your thing right there. Like everything that I've gone through, going through this and not having that loving parent, that everything else is a walk in the park. But let's just say you have those loving parents. Even if you have a whole lot of money and people are like, oh, well, life was easy for you, there are still things that you can allude to that makes that statement still true for you. Because let's just say that you lose someone in your family, your mom passes away, your dad like when you think of like the pain and what it takes to get through something like that, it just, like, other things aren't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like some people get so caught up in the moment that you let everything bother you. Like, oh my God, I'm at like, I got a coffee, or I'm at Dunkin' Donuts, they made my coffee wrong, and you're pissed off because you left and you don't have time to go back and you got to go to work. And so you get all worked up and get upset about it, or, you know what I'm saying? Like just dumb shit like that, or something at work went wrong and now you got to redo something you don't want to do. Like it's like these little things that people get so caught up and upset in, you know, or it's just like, I don't know. I've just noticed that there's some things that people get so mad about and get so caught up in that don't really matter in life. And I feel like there comes a point where you have to try to like really evaluate what matters in life and what's a big deal and what's not. Like little shit does not matter. If you're not dying or on the way to dying, or your life hasn't been extremely changed by some kind of like I'm you know, I went from being fully able to walk to handicapped. Like that's something that's going to take some time to adjust to. But at the end of the day, though, you're still alive, right? Like there's always a level at which you can look at things and kind of downplay the thing that you're letting yourself get too worked up with, if that makes sense. I might just be talking out of my ass a little bit right now, but to me, it's like I deal with some health anxiety, a lot of it at times. And when I quit smoking weed, that shit went crazy. I thought I was literally, remember laying on a couch. I had my feet up on the top of the couch. I'm laying down and I'm just sitting there thinking like I'm dying. I'm like, yo, I have all these different cancers. I'm gonna die. I got to think about how I'm going to tell my mom. Do I make a video and talk about it on YouTube? Like I thought about all this shit, and God willing, I don't end up in that situation. But like at the time, I felt like I was so convinced that that shit was true. And as much as I hated that, and it was a really, really rough time mentally to get through and try to convince myself and go and make sure I got some tests done to like give me some calmness. It made me realize how much little shit doesn't really matter in life. All these little things that normally I would either get upset about or I would respond to or react to, I suddenly just didn't matter. Like I was just like, whatever, it is what, like none of that mattered because I realized how precious life in itself was, that I'm not going to let myself get mad about this dumb thing on Twitter or this dumb comment on YouTube. And I found that negative comments that I would get, I would suddenly respond to and just be like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, or that, you're so upset with me over this, but I'm wishing you the best still. Like that was an easy response for me to have because I just gave so little F's about what they said to me. Like it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And like I've kind of lost I almost choked there. I kind of lost that as time has went on because now I'm like, okay, I'm healthy, at least as far as I know. Things are good. And then you start to get back into that routine thinking of caring about all this dumb little shit. And so I try to remind myself every so often that it just does not matter. You know what I mean? So the things that you go through are going to be different for everybody. There's no need to compare. Like some people are going to go through some really rough childhoods and they're going to have a lot of things that have happened to them. Their life threatened. Maybe they had a gun pulled on them. Maybe their parents were abusive. Maybe they lost their parent, whatever. And yeah, it's not going to be the same as some other people, right? And you're going to think on an overall scale, they've been through more shit. But it's not a comparison competition, right? Like if there's something you've been through that really affected you, that really brought you down, or that really did something to you, you know what I'm saying? Like you utilize that in your own way to try to understand the same thing that I'm saying about the small shit in life as they will, right? It's not a race to like who had the more effed up upbringing and shit happened to them. But at the end of the day, I'm on a tangent and none of this really matters. So I don't know why I keep talking, but you know what I'm saying though. You get what I'm trying to get at. Like we all have some stuff that we could pull from that will make us realize that a lot of the stuff in life that we let bother us day to day really isn't that important. And we really should just let it go and just focus on the important shit.
I told them I'll rap and before they would laugh. Now we walk in the club and they know who we are. I'm not shaking my leg but my jewelry dance. In America, sat by the pool with a John. Lucky I've never been jail. Immigration asking if there's cases I've caught in the past.
Parle mal, je suis impoli, moi. Je suis tout seul dans le bolide noir. S'en sortir, c'est la seule histoire. Aux arrivants, j'ai plus d'espoir. Liberté, premier rêve, j'espère. Sur la route du succès, faut pas que je me perde. Combien de temps que j'ai pas vu mon père? Je rêvais de finir à Manchester.
Yo, I went on a mean tangent. If you're still here right now, you are a legend. Okay, because sometimes I just be like this, bro. I just get going and then I just loop and loop and loop, and I'm making points to an extent, but it's like I could have made all those points in like 5 sentences. And I just go in. So I apologize for that. I appreciate you guys that are still here rocking with me. If you're new and you're still here at this point, you got to subscribe. Come on now, bro. Like, if you're going to be listening to me talk like that, that means that you was meant to be here for this channel. I appreciate you. But yeah, hopefully I'll catch some of you guys live on Twitch, twitch.tv/DuaneTV. I'm live pretty much every day. I'm trying to take Sundays and Mondays off, but to be honest, I end up going live anyway. So if you guys are interested, come through. We talk, we listen to music, we play games, we do all sorts of things. And I will catch you in the next one, homies.